In today's video, we're going to walk you through step by step how to install a full AWE exhaust on my Gen 2 Raptor. Hey, this is Bryan, thanks for watching Keys Motorsports. In today's video, we have something a little bit different. We're gonna step away from the BMWs for just one moment because if you don't know, we have a shop Raptor because it's a twin turbo truck. Why not have a Raptor? So what we're gonna do in today's video is we are going to show you how to install this beautiful looking AWE exhaust. So before we show you this, let's take a look under the truck, see what it has stock, and then we'll show you why this is going to be so good. Now with the AWE exhaust, there are a couple different configurations that you can have. So we're gonna give you basically the layman's terms of what they are. We're gonna have all the technical details and all down below, but let's show you the stock exhaust. So first thing you're gonna notice, there is a giant muffler right under the back seat of the car. So if you want to just delete this, AWE has a little kit that you can delete this. If you look over here, there's another muffler slash resonator over here, which is also pretty large. There's a second kit that is going to give you this portion right here. Cool thing about it, there's no cutting, everything bolts right up, so it's 100% reversible as well. And then the final part, if you're going to do the exhaust, you gotta do the tips because let's compare the AWE ones versus the ones that come on the car stock. Now, although Ford did a great job with these tips, and I think these are some of the best tips that they put on any truck on the market, well, AWE had to come in and one-up you. So we are going to be adding these massive tips as well with the rear section. Now the rear section doesn't necessarily add power. It doesn't even add sound. It enables you to add these bad boys, which is going to completely transform not only the sound of the truck, but the look of it too. Last thing I want to let you know is by adding this entire exhaust, when you compare the weight of this to stock, you're gonna save 41 pounds. So without further ado, let's put the truck back on the ground, give it some revs so you can hear what it sounds like stock. I'm gonna show you step by step how to install the exhaust, and then we'll listen to the difference. So that you guys could see what was going on the best, we put the truck on the lift the opposite direction, which is fine lift wise. What's not fine is I have to squeeze in there. At least this has running boards. I think I'm really skinny. All right, perfect.
Rev it up.
Is it on?
I think so, it's really quiet. It's like a Prius.
It's so cute. I hear the turbo way more than I hear the exhaust. Air's like whips. This is sad. This could be a really good or a really bad idea. That was much easier.
So what do you think about that exhaust?
I think it looks really good. It stops there. It sounds terrible. For this process, you do not need a lift. The cool thing about the Raptor is it's so high off the ground, you can literally just lay on your back on maybe a piece of cardboard or so and do this. But for video purposes, it makes it a million times easier when we have the truck in the air. So at this time, we're gonna put the truck up in the air. We're gonna show you how to take off the old one and then how to install the new one. All right, first thing we're going to do is we are going to remove this section of the exhaust. If you look at the hanger over here, it is held in with two 10mm nuts. It's a really good idea. You can see everywhere I'm gonna touch today is kind of wet. That is because we sprayed this thing down with PB Blaster. We actually sprayed it yesterday and let it sit overnight because it was really, really, really bad. Okay. We'll set that over here. Next, take a 15mm and we're gonna remove this bolt up here on the clamp. And while I'm in the neighborhood, I'm just gonna do that one as well. Wow, that PB blaster worked good on that one. Next, there are these little retaining clips right here. You can see that this bolt head is, well, it's gone. But what you can do on these is just lift them up. You're not going to be reusing these clamps, so it's okay. Same thing on this side. And then once you get this out of the way a little bit, see, this is way too rusted. It's going to make it a lot easier to get out. Next, take a 10 mil, and you're going to release this bolt up here. And you can get this one down here. And then what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to get a little bit more leverage to twist that piece of the pipe off. Oh, this is way different than doing a BMW exhaust. All right. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. All right, and then same thing over here. We're going to show you the outside angle because there's a spare tire that is in the way. But do the side one first, then drop it down, then we're going to wiggle it out like we did the other one. All right. I got this one here. And it's wiggle time. Got it. This pipe is surprisingly heavy. But look, you see how they like squished it here? Now on these clamps, I would recommend just taking a flathead and popping them loose. Otherwise, they're going to retain most of their strength. So you see this one's a pain. Had to call in reinforcements, had to get my Weir driver. These actually have a piece of steel all the way through them. So they're meant to do this. Oh my gosh, dude. That was so rusted. Good thing I had this thing. And still perfect. All right, I just have a little white lithium grease. Just put that on there, see if we can get these to slide off with ease. And then just a basic exhaust hanger tool. Now, this one's gonna be a lot easier, so I'm gonna do that one actually second. Let me try to get this one off because this one's gonna be way more of a pain. So this one turned out to not want to do what I thought it would do, so I'm just gonna remove this 10 mil, and then it's still supported by that other bracket, which is good, and we'll remove it out of there and wiggle this thing off. I think this is where a lot of the weight is, though. This thing's massive. All right, so now I'm gonna get Bertha here. Do a little flex action here. Ooh, try not to get too much PB blaster in your shoe. Ugh. Oh, found the 41 pounds. Oh my gosh, this is really heavy. Exhibit A to be replaced with Exhibit B. Oh, what a workout. All right, home stretch. So we have 2 bolts here. There's one here, there's one here, and then there's 2 that are terribly positioned. So let's squeak a 14 on there. Success. All right, now these other ones. All right, so on this other one, we can already see it. There's another one of these goofy clamps that has a piece of metal over it. So I'm gonna go grab my driver and I'm just gonna pry that up real quick. Whoop. Well, I guess that little thing was just rusted off anyway. It's fine by me. Just like that. We're almost done. Oh yeah, look at that. Ew. disgusting. All right, let's go check the state of the bolt. Ugh.
Good job.
Thanks. All right, so now that we have them both side by side, you can see the old versus the new. You can see it's going to help with flow. Sometimes when OEM manufacturers do bends, they just kind of bend it and it squashes the pipe. Where these guys AW uses manual bending. I've actually seen the bending, the Kripa, and it's actually pretty cool. So that being said too, we're also taking out this gigantic muffler, which is going to help our sound, and it's going to save us a good amount of weight. It's 41 pounds, so I mean, it's like basically not having a giant, like, we have a spare in this thing because you really should have a spare, but I'll bet you it's about the equivalent of having some kind of spare or something like that. So it's a good amount of weight savings, and then also they have these two little resonators instead of this thing to help control the sound and make sure that it's not just loud and rowdy, but it actually sounds really good. And there's no catalytic converters, so it's EPA compliant because you're not messing with any of the emissions. So I'm really excited, so let's throw it on the car. All right, so first pipe we're going to be installing is the one that looks like this. There's the cut slip-on end, and then there is the end that, well, it doesn't slip on. The end that you wouldn't think is gonna go there is gonna go that way. Now, AWE recommends to reuse the clamp. As you saw, we had a little bit of an issue, so we got a replacement. So I'm just gonna slip that over there. This is gonna go up, over, and in, just like that. Now, the clamp should be tight enough to where it's not going to actually just fall off right now. I am going to just let it hang. I like to get everything situated and then do a final tight down. So once you've done that, you can take your other pipe. That looks like this. And then same thing, this is going to go over. It's going to go on here, and then you can put those bolts back. So when you're doing this, the biggest thing is to make sure that everything is positioned correctly. Otherwise, you'll get rattles and whatnot. You don't want that. So I'm just going to tighten this up so that I can just have a little more safety as it's above my head. And then it'll kind of stay a little bit more in place. The other one has the slip fitting, so not really too concerned about that falling on my head. This one I want a little more security. Okay, so next we have our 4-door extension kit. So you will need to reuse the clamp again from the middle portion. This one was fine, so I'm going to reuse this guy.
But we're gonna face it down.
Yeah, but we're gonna face it down because the other way was stupid. Okay, and this is gonna go in here. And I'll tighten that later. Okay, then we're gonna take this pipe here and we're gonna put this clamp in what they call a good spot. Next up, it's H-pipe time. Okay, so then you're gonna lift this up. That's gonna go through the hanger so it doesn't fall on your head. It's a little tricky because you have to basically do both pipes at the same time. Okay, so that's gonna go like that. All right, that is looking good so far. Okay, again, I like to leave it pretty loose until we're ready to do a final tightening. Okay, so for this next one, whoa, that was easy. We're gonna take this off. A lot of the BMWs have like this chunk of metal, and it's pretty difficult, but see, this isn't a BMW today. I'm just gonna let this hang loose for a moment there. Okay, put a clamp on the top and bottom. This next one is gonna go up. It's gonna go through here. And then this is gonna slide into here, like so. See, now we're getting somewhere. Once again, this is facing down in a non-stupid position. Okay, that's looking good. now we have just the last pieces. So what I did is I just grabbed the other exhaust hanger from over there. I'm gonna put it on over here so we have something to hang this on. Then at that point, that should be enough to hold on this piece here. So I already have a clamp on it. So let me grab this.
Tetris. I feel like it would have been way easier to go the other way.
All right, let's try that again. Ready?
Yep.
And we'll grab our hanger and this weird little hanger tool. All right, so this has to go over here. All right, cool. So now what we can do, go over the system, make sure it's not sitting weird anywhere. We can put the tips on. Kind of want to do that last, but I just want to make sure everything is lined up, and then we just have to tighten up all the different brackets and whatnot. And then once everything's all tightened up, we're ready to party. We'll give it a start, see how it sounds. All right, so now we can tighten all this stuff up. When you're tightening these bolts, you want to go as evenly as possible to make sure that you get a good seal and to prevent exhaust leaks. So that with a 15, you can see, look at this positioning. No rattle, easy access. Normally I say, come on BMW, come on Ford. And we can tighten this down. All right, so then here, the size of the pipe is different, so the clamp is different. This is actually a 16, so I'm just gonna hit this here. All right, it is time to install the tips. The reason that we're installing these before we actually do a final tighten of everything is because we wanna make sure that everything is positioned as good as possible. I'm gonna put the clamps on in a way where they're not too easily seen, yet I can still tighten them down. Like that. So what I'm doing is, I don't want them to stick out. I'm basically just going to the end of my bumper here, and by doing that, I will be able to easily adjust them both the same because it has the same little cutout on both sides. Once you do this, once you tighten it down, you're gonna have to readjust them again, but this is just gonna get like 95%. So let me grab a 16 and tighten it down. It looks pretty even. So now, one thing you want to start to be thinking about is the tip position. So right now, if you look over here, this tip is really off. It needs to come up here. So when I do that, you have to make sure that you're paying attention to these pipes in here, because where this sits left to right is going to affect where that sits. Now this side was actually pretty good, so I'm going to start by tightening this down, but then I want to try to keep this pipe here-ish just so it doesn't move around, and then if we need to reposition it over there, we're just going to have to do a little wiggling, just make sure that everything's in place, and then there is a way that you can do a final adjustment over there. All right, let's check it. All right. So then this needs to go like here. So let me actually start. So do it with my power tools here so I can hopefully keep it in place a little easier. So I want it to go like here. Pretty good.
That's not bad.
This one's out a little bit further. All right, so now I'm gonna just do some fine tip adjustments here.
Yep, that's perfect. Oh yeah, dude. Look at that.
All right, so at this point in the process, everything is tightened down. We did some final tip adjustments, and really, it's just time to start the truck and see how mean this thing sounds. So let me lower it down, jump in the window, and then we'll give it a start.
Duke's a hazard.
All right, ready? Here it goes, first start. Oh yeah, it sounds like a real truck now. It's got burbles! Burbles! Yes! This thing sounds awesome. Dude, this thing sounds amazing. It's not overbearing, like it's not like an annoying, like straight pipe Mustang. Sorry, Mustang guy. It sounds really nice. It's subtle, so like starting this truck up in the morning, it's not gonna like wake my neighbors and like make everybody all upset and whatnot. It's just a very refined sound, and the reason we went with AWE is we normally work on BMWs and we like that refined sound, and we knew that AWE had that. So that's why we did it, because, you know, we want it to be classy. We don't want it to be like, I'm not gonna say what I was thinking. But yeah, overall, we're super excited about it. How do you feel about it?
Dude, it sounds a lot better.
Oh yeah. So in case you're wondering what it sounds like actually on the road, this is what it sounds like. That was a lot deeper than I thought it was gonna be. Anyway, we hope you liked today's video. Once again, my name is Brian, that's Zach behind the camera. Thanks for watching Keys Motorsports. If you are interested in any of the parts or tools we use in today's video, be sure to see the links down in the description. If you like today's video, give us a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and check us out at keysmotorsports.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.